Small Town Minds.
Hi guys, this is Small Town Minds, episode 6, I believe it is. Is that right, Brady?
Yep.
Episode 6. This is a podcast about anything, everything, and nothing from three guys from a really small town in Tennessee. All right, 2 weeks have gone by. A lot of things have happened, as they always seem to do. Let's start this off. Let's go with Matt. Let's talk about some ways to not eat meat, to be a vegetarian. I think PETA has introduced a tick. Tell us a little bit about this whole deal. I'm pretty sure it's a conspiracy. They've introduced this to the world. That way people won't eat hamburgers. Tell us about what's going on.
Well, and it may be, but, I've heard a lot for several years that there's a tick that apparently if you get bit by it, you can't eat meat anymore. There was that was the gist of what I got from it, but apparently recently there has been someone die from that allergy they got from the tick.
Right, because they didn't probably know that they had it, right? Probably just like, this is a tick. And
So, go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say either that or they just really wanted a cheeseburger, because I'm pretty sure I would die from eating cheeseburgers also.
What made this interesting to me is actually my mom kind of has this. It's alpha gal is the for lack of a better way of putting it, the disease that you get from this tick. And she can get violently ill from eating beef, specifically beef.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. And the first few times, I think she's had it 2 or 3 years, something like that. And the first few times she did it, she didn't know. And she knew she was bitten by a tick in that time frame. But she got violently ill and went to the doctor. It wasn't bad enough to actually go to the hospital, but she went to the doctor and they're like, you have alpha gal. So I can imagine if somebody doesn't know and they're just eating a cheeseburger or a hamburger, and it's very possible. But I don't know if it's like specific to this region or what regions of the country, but it is a thing.
Well, this wasn't here, Matt. Where was it that guy died?
Oh Lord, don't ask me about the details, man. I want to say it was still like northern Midwest.
Okay, yeah, but it definitely was here. I want to say it's northern too. But obviously it's here, right? It's here because your mom had. That's crazy. And that's the thing about ticks is, there's obviously certain ticks that you can get bit by. It does nothing. Some give you Lyme disease, right?
Yep.
But then this sort of situation. Now your mom, now that she knows that, she stays away, I assume, from beef at all costs, right?
Yeah. Every now and again, she'll cheat just a little bit.
Really?
Just a little.
How does that? Like, she can have a nibble and it won't affect her?
She kind of upsets her stomach a little bit, but I tell her, I'm like, Mom. She's like, I know. So
this is proof right here that you never know, right? Because So obviously you become allergic to it, right? It's what happens. You become allergic to beef, which is wild.
And apparently you can become so allergic to it that you can die from it. So
Yeah. Well, that's like with any allergy. I think you could obviously react in a way which could potentially kill you. You never know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming there probably are cases that are milder than that, but which, like I said, with your mom. But it's still scary, man. So ticks.
Oh yeah.
And you said the name of it again is
alpha gal. Alpha is in alpha, and gal is
AKA Project PETA.
And I'm thinking that could be the alpha gal could be probably a top 10 hit if we play it right.
If we put it into the AI spin, we will make it a hit.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe we can get alpha gal on on the top 10. I think I would die. I'm probably saying this wrong, but I always kind of reference the old Popeye thing, Wimpy. I'll gladly pay you tomorrow for a hamburger today. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Moving on. So some news here. We had a little makeup, I think, a little bit of a makeup session between Disney and YouTube. Is that right, Braden? Is that what I heard? Is that correct?
Yeah, I think it was yesterday or Thursday, one of the two, something like that, as of this recording. So, yeah, I've already canceled. So I canceled in between the time we recorded last and tonight. I just, for me, like I mentioned on the last show, we were already talking about it, trying to cut a few costs here and there, but I'm glad they reached a resolution. Now, I did hear, I've not seen any details, but I did hear that they would do something along the lines of a different tiered packages, like an entertainment package, a sports package, things of that nature. Now that, depending on the price point, might lure me back, because as I said, that being a huge sports fan, that was a big draw for me. But yeah, I'm glad they reached a resolution. I don't think this will be the last time we see something like this.
Sure. Yeah. It's a power play, right?
Yeah, for sure. And Disney/ESPN holds a lot of power right now. But because of live sports, as we've talked about, that's appointment viewing in a day and age where appointment viewing is few and far between. So, but I'm waiting for the day where the vast majority of what you watch sports-wise is on streaming, because I've been catching several NBA games on Peacock and Amazon Prime. The Thursday night NFL game on Prime. I watched a couple games on Paramount. So there are options out there. So a thing like YouTube TV or even cable, I think there's Sling, Hulu with live TV. All these things are going to have less and less power the longer this goes on, because you can just pick a streaming service and watch what you want, much like your favorite shows.
Yeah.
Awesome. Unless you're out of network, and then you can't watch your teams.
Yeah, well, look,
very true. Very true.
You were talking about deleting this one. I've let go of quite a few this year. Quite a few. I no longer have HBO Max or Peacock. My Peacock just ran out. Paramount Plus ran out. Shudder. There's so many that I've let go. There's like 3 or 4 I'm holding on to right now. I had a Disney deal. It's like one of those things where I had a password. They cracked down on that and no longer have it, kind of a deal. They're getting kind of tight. And again, Hulu's going away next year, I'm pretty sure. So that will fluctuate. Something else for me. I may pick up something else. But there's just too many of them. And who has time to watch all that stuff anyway, just to be honest.
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of stuff, and I don't have time for it. So I mean, it's just, that's just what it is. So, but yeah, the more and more they price gouge everything, the more and more it just becomes like, come on, I don't need all this stuff. It's ridiculous. All right, moving on. Howl Owl Howl. Howl Owl Howl supergroup. I have a terrible name, if you ask me. Howl Owl Howl. We got the bassist from REM, Mike Mills. We got Darius Rucker, Hootie and the Blowfish, and then we got Steve Gorman, the drummer from the Black Crowes, creating this super group. Now this is pretty cool. I like this. Of course, I sent you guys the song "My Cologne." Did you guys check that one out?
Yeah, I really dug it. Really dug it.
I did not, but I need to go back and find that link. I must have missed that one.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you need to watch it. So it's pretty cool. I like it. I say it's the original song. The funny thing about this, apparently, if you know the story of kind of what the song's about, it's a little bit of a dig. So Ariana Grande, apparently on her album, has a song called REM, and she also has a fragrance. She also has a fragrance called REM.
Oh wow!
So Mike Mills was like, you know what? Freaking song about it. So that's why the chorus says, I want to smell like Ariana Grande. I think she wants me to smell like, wants you to smell like me or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
So pretty
Well,
cool.
I heard that hook and I was like, it was catchy, but I'm like, the hell?
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
that's
that's the
cool.
reason. It's a bit of a dig. But what I really like about those guys, if you go on YouTube and you check out, they're doing all these songs from all three bands.
Oh, cool.
Like REM songs. They're doing, that's me in the corner. Lose my religion. Some older stuff too for REM that I liked. She talks to angels, black crows, and let her cry, Hootie and Blowfish. Now, I'm not a huge. I liked Hootie back in the day, but I'm not going to say that Darius is like the best singer and everything. But it's really cool to see all this back together because I mean, all these bands. Let's face it, they're not together anymore. So this is a way to actually experience them if you wanted to experience a new version of them. If you want to go live or just check them out on online or whatever. But it's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. And I can honestly say that first Hootie album, I was a huge fan. I probably listened to that 50 times.
Yeah, I mean, I did too. I watched. Well, watched. I listened to it a lot too. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of music, Brayden, I think you want to touch on a little bit of like playing in bands, the experience, the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, man. We all three have had the pleasure of playing in front of people. We've all dabbled in that. Probably you do more so than me, but like for me, I think about it now in a corporate setting, and I think where it helps me is I think back like getting up in front of people to talk.
Sure.
It used to intimidate me, but I'm just like, I sang in front of people. I played in front of, like, this is nothing. I'm just saying data is all I'm. So, but it, I wish I had the time to play more now. But that kind of happens as you get older, family, etc. But just thinking back, I mean, they're very fond memories. What about you guys? What's some of the fondest memories that you have of playing out or just playing music in general?
I'll let you go, Matt.
I've re- uh, One of my favorite shows that I ever played was actually we probably had the smallest crowd we ever had, and it was in Salina, Tennessee. Can't remember exactly where in Salina. I think there may have been 7 or 8 people there, but I think it was one of the best performances that iteration of a band that I was in ever did. And Michael was there. He was the singer that day. That was a lot of fun. I actually had a lot of fun playing with a band in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, called the Jack Finley Band. Just happened on some guys playing in their garage and walked up to them and started listening. Realized they just had a metronome, given a click track. I was like, let me jump in with you guys and start playing. And we played country covers and some old rock covers. And just had a really good time playing I was with them for about 3.5 years. So we were actually still playing out during the beginning of the pandemic. Remember playing in bars when everyone else was shutting down. Just a lot of fun. Never played any huge shows, but I really love the experience. I was always behind the drum set, even if I sang. So I always kind of had that armor on. Currently, and you wouldn't guess it with all the ums I stated, but I'm part of a Toastmasters group. We practice speeches and
Yep.
give feedback, and it's just a really good experience. So that might be something that would be helpful, or something you might find fun if you enjoy speaking in front of people.
What about you, Mike?
Well, I really don't have a lot to say about it. I mean, it's sort of bittersweet for me. A lot of the stuff that happened with bands and stuff. I will say that for me, like playing stuff in front of crowds and stuff like that. I mean, it really helped me too because I am and was definitely an introvert back then. super quiet. I mean, I think that is the main catalyst that brought me out of my shell, at least to a degree, you know. I think through art, I was able to sort of connect a little bit with people and you know, instead of just being completely isolated. So that was definitely that push. Uh, for me, man, I mean, those days, the musical days, man, that was the stuff that really lit the fire. I mean, when you played in that crowd and you were just adored, you did feel like a rock star. uh, Moving into making it with bands and stuff, I mean, it was a little different then for the most part. It was a lot harder work, and it wasn't definitely wasn't all of that adoration most of the time. Um, but you know, I mean, it was like I said, it was bittersweet, obviously for different reasons. But uh, I did obviously I love creating, making stuff. I love the fact that you can make something in an hour or in a night or whatever, and you know, and sort of have it maybe not have it down, but have a the genesis of what it's supposed to be, and I loved it. It was fun, but you know, at the end of the day, I hung it up like what 21 years ago, and um, so that was a long time ago. You know, I tell you right now, I couldn't even hit my own high notes now. So that's it's a shame, but it's probably true. I will say this though. I did go the other day, and I was actually this was not that long ago, and I'm not going to go into it at all. But I actually stepped into a practice place and did a little bit, and it was a really terrible experience. It reminded me why I did not need to be there. You know, the difference between me and you two, for sure, I think, is that I'm not a musician. You know, I love music, and it was my life for so many years. But I'm not a musician. Like at the end of the day, like I understand rhythm and stuff like that. But I like and you know back in your ex girlfriend, I can play some bass with some of those songs. Well, you know, but for the most part, I'm just not a musician, and I think that there is a little bit of disconnect with me between that because of it. Because I don't know, it's just because I feel like you know I'm always sort of like either the middleman or the last man on, or I mean, obviously every song is created differently, uh, but you know, usually I'm like kind of the one coming in at the end and kind of just putting words to it or whatever, you know, kind of a deal. So it's but I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of bittersweet, but it definitely helped me become who I am. So good, good stuff. Let's move
All in
on.
all, it was all just bricks on the wall.
That's right.
For
That's right.
sure.
Um, Speaking of bricks in the wall, maybe. No, no, not really. Tom Brady cloning dogs.
That's wild. Apparently, he has stake in that company too. Like it's a thing, I guess, to clone your deceased pets. Um, I honestly don't know how I feel about this. On one hand, uh,
Well, that's
I
your cat now.
on one hand, I think it's kind of cool, but on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, we're doing too much. So I don't know.
What do you think, Matt?
Um, I know what you're talking about, but I didn't actually read anything about this. So uh, I'll just add in. I wonder if we're just back to a point that we were already at thousands of years ago. Um, I get lucked into a lot of the archaeology things where they're finding all these ruins that make no sense how we were able to do that. I wonder if at some other point in time we were at this point, and then soon there'll be another asteroid just kind of knock us back 10, 12,000 years, and we'll start all over again.
Atlas 31, baby.
Very possibly.
Uh, no,
Yeah.
But yeah, cloning's weird, even if it is just your pets. I mean, uh,
Well, I feel like especially a pet. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, because you know, I mean, it can't. be like your dog, right? I mean, it can look like your dog, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume it would have a different personality. Could
Yeah,
be wrong. It would have different experiences.
Yeah.
right. That's what I would think too. All right, I guess let's go into some politicky stuff. Um,
Political. I like the political better. We'll use that from now on. It's the
Politicals.
political session.
The New York mayor, Mamdani. What do you think?
I don't really have any thoughts on this one. And I didn't practice saying his name, so I'm not even going to attempt it.
Mamdani. I'm pretty sure that's close
Okay.
enough. Mamdani. So socialism, that's his big sticking point there. What do you think? See, and I think that when we think of socialism, like we think of the government helping out us as people, but obviously, real, complete socialism is proven to be pretty terrible overall. Uh, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's an overreach with capitalism, like when it comes to obviously the giants, the people that own everything, like that needs to be reined in, but we still need to be able to control things ourselves, right? To a degree. I mean, we can't be like North Korea, right?
Yeah.
And obviously Russia's had that before and wasn't great then. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it'll be a wild experiment, though, to see what happens. Uh, Obviously, we're in Tennessee. We're not going to really be that affected by what he's doing in New York, uh, but at the same time, it will be interesting to see. But what do you think that does for the party of the left there, Braden?
So, first off, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm not going to say he's going to fail. A lot of people are like, it's never going to work. It may not, but a few of his policies, plans to make all New York City buses free for riders and implement policies such as expanded dedicated bus lanes to increase bus speeds, free universal child care, to combat high food prices. He's going to establish one city-run nonprofit grocery store in each of the 5 boroughs, or government-ran grocery stores. I don't know how I feel about that. Increasing the minimum wage to $30 an hour, Department of Community Safety to help out the police department, and to fund all this because it does have to come from somewhere.
Yes.
A 2% increase on incomes over $1 million annually, and raising the state corporate tax rate to 11.5%. So not taxing the small people, taxing the wealthy and the corporations. So it's basically what a lot of people have been asking for. So this is kind of like a trial run. Now, what I think it does for the party, I don't know how I feel about Gavin Newsom. I think he's charismatic, can really convey a strong message. What he's done in California, debatable, depending on who you ask. And plus, to me, he strikes me as slimy.
Really?
A little.
Mm-hmm.
Just he reeks of politician to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that I disagree with everything, but Andy Beshear, governor of Kentucky, I think he could be really strong. I don't know where Mamdani fits in to all this, because the proof will be in the pudding. I don't look for him in 2028, maybe 2032, depending on how things go. But it's interesting, to say the least, to see how it plays out. Because if it doesn't work, then all these people have been wanting these things, tax the rich. then the right has something about see, that failed. So I don't know.
Right. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a hard push because the rich they don't want to give. They don't want to give up any money, and they have the power. So that's going to be hard.
Well, and I didn't realize that all that was in place. So I guess I need to actually look into this. That's actually something I hadn't paid any attention to. Sounds like I need to go read about it.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's talk a little bit about presidential pardons a little bit. Uh, Presidential pardons. Why is that such a thing? Is it? Why is it? I mean, I get it. It's like right. It's a check on the judicial system, but
Yeah.
I mean, should it just be freaking handed out like candy? I feel like this is what's happening, especially these days. You know, happening all the time. You know, even before Trump, you got Joe Biden saying, "I'm not going to pardon my son," and then he pardoned his son. You know, like whatever. And then, but this Trump, you know, he's obviously the January Sixers, the Biance guy. He pardoned obviously Giuliani, Tennessee speaker with corrupt charges. He pardoned that person. All these people. It's like, I mean, obviously Trump's just pardoning a bunch of criminals, but I mean, it's like, why is this so necessary? I mean, and didn't it used to be more like when you leave your term, like I'm gonna pardon a few people in my term, maybe
Yeah.
even like a prisoner's stay of execution kind of a thing. But like for the most part, you're not sitting around pardoning people all day long, are you? Like, is this new, or at least
It,
it's new to me?
the way it's being done seems to be new. I agree because it used to be at the end, like you're saying, at the end of the term, um, and it also didn't seem to be as high profile as it is now.
Right.
But that could be said about a lot of things in regard to the political game.
Sure.
But no, in these recent batch of pardons is just like you said, pardoning a bunch of criminals. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. But I don't get a lot of things in the world now. So
Yeah. Matt, you got anything on that?
Definitely something that I don't agree with. Like you, I don't ever remember hearing about it much unless it was toward the end of the term. Might be something else to look into, as if this is a common thing that was happening with other presidents. But it does seem to be excessive, and it may just be the way that it's being sent to us. I think I hear Keys typing at the moment, so we might know.
I was looking.
Well, speaking of a possible pardon, probably it's coming up here. Ghislaine Maxwell. You guys heard all the enough stuff about her, right? Of course, we're going to jump into this big file thing here in my emails and stuff. But you know, with her, obviously, there's tales of her with a really cushy prison cell and treatment and everything. And it's like it's just so obvious, you know. That's what I'm saying. It's like as far as the corruption goes, it's like it's not even being like on the hush hush down low, like all right, we're gonna do this, but nobody ain't can know. We'll do it when the lights are out, okay? We'll bring you a special satin pillow. I mean, this is just literally just like, you know, and obviously we know why, and we know what's going to happen. Probably at the end, he'll probably pardon her too, because she's coping and going along and saying, "Oh yeah, he didn't do anything. He was an angel." Um, that's creepy. What do you think, Matt? Creepy?
It definitely feels wrong, and if it does happen, even if it has nothing to do with him personally, they know she was doing this.
Yeah.
How could you let her back out into the world? I'm not cool with the cushy prison sentence either.
She doesn't have a long sentence, to be honest. What is it? What's her sentence? It's like 25 years or something. I mean, it's not like
something like
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like life or nothing. But yeah, she gets out like next week or something. It's going to be like crazy. All right, let's just move on. I guess go on to the emails, the Epstein emails. What do you got, Braden?
As I was telling a guy I worked with the other day, at what fucking point is it just like, okay, like it's mountains and mountains and mountains of evidence. And okay, let's say a lot of it is fake. Like the whole, and I don't want to skip ahead, but the whole him blowing Bill Clinton thing, blowing Bubba. I don't know about that. I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
Well, it didn't even look. It didn't even look real, did it? Like that line, it looked a little fake. I don't know. It looked kind of fake to me. So, but it was funny.
It is fucking hilarious. But yeah, at what point are we just, like you said, the corruption, the all of the things is not even being tried. They're not even trying to hide it. So,
well, because the thing is it doesn't matter. All he's got to say is it's a hoax, which he's been saying it's fake news, and then everybody's like, "Oh, it's a hoax. Never mind, it's just a hoax." Or they'll pick one thing that doesn't seem substantial like that, possibly. And they go, "Oh, you say it's all bullcrap," but then you look at the other stuff that obviously implicates, at least to a degree, not enough for criminal activity. Unfortunately, there's nothing there, but that I saw, and I didn't read the whole thing, but but there's definitely enough for to allude to shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know I've seen several snippets of what's out there, and I know it's still not everything that was there, but it's just wild that everything's redacted in the way that it is. So you can't see enough it's like you can only see certain things which could implicate certain people. I'm wholeheartedly believe this should be something that just needs to be unredacted and given to the people. And might some things fall apart? Yeah, but if they do, they probably should for something like this.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is, did I send you guys the little conspiracy video thing?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I don't know, again, how much of that was accurate. It essentially tied Epstein to Israel, which, if you look at current events, if you look at events over time, Israel has always kind of been lurking in the background for whatever reason. I don't know. It again, I don't know if that was accurate, but it does make a lot of sense. That's the thing, though, Matt. You touched on it. Might some things fall apart? I think if the lid gets blown off this, it's going to be global. Prince Andrew getting all his stuff stripped away.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's already happened. That's a family member that they're like, no, we're not going to deal with this. But the thing about us though is, we don't have anybody in power to impeach him anyway. So, what's going to really happen? Nothing. Let's be honest. That's just the truth. But obviously, what you said something else about how they're going to probably never show the actual files, the files themselves that they have. Yep. And that's probably true. And obviously there's something, there's got to be things in there, right? Why wouldn't they just show them? Seriously.
Yeah. If there's nothing that bad, then just share.
So the fact that they haven't says that they won't, unless there's some way that somehow somebody can make them, which right now doesn't seem to be the case. So, but I just don't see it happening at all, and that's okay for them because they'll speed by. And as far as their followers, they'll be like, we don't need to see them, we don't care. Even though before they were like, release the files.
Lock them in the Vatican. Lock them in the Vatican with all the other things we'll never know.
Right. So we had the shutdown. We talked about the shutdown, and it played out exactly like I said it was going to do, which I knew it was, because the Republicans, they have all the power. They have no need to give in to anything that the Democrats want. But not only that, they don't care. They don't care if people are starving and going without food and not getting paid. They're like, we'll just keep this up until the Democrats say we're going to open it back up. They don't
Yeah.
care, and that's exactly what happened. And so, but now when this happened, they snuck in some things, didn't they, Brayden? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Not only did they get just a promise of a vote on extending the subsidies, which is like you got a buddy that's
Wink,
coming
wink.
over. Yeah.
We'll pinky promise on that one.
Yeah. But they also snuck in, and I've read several things about this, but they snuck in basically I don't even know what to call it, but a provision, I guess, that would cripple the hemp industry. THCA, Delta 9, Delta 8, all these shops that you've seen pop up would I think I've seen different numbers. I think nationwide it's about a $30 billion industry. For Tennessee, 4 to 5 billion, something along those lines. Hemp production just in 2024 grew to like 445 million. There's a lot of money in this for farmers. There would be like between 200,000 and 300,000 jobs lost because of this. So it's not just, got these gummies that and these vapes and everything that are pretty fucking awesome. Yeah. Not hurting anybody. Actually helping a lot of people. So there's that aspect of it. But then if we're quote unquote making America great again, why are you cutting the knees off of a growing industry? And it's basically completely reversing a bill, hemp farmers bill or something that was signed in 2018. And who was the president in 2018? Oh yeah. The same guy who's like, all right, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
So it was kind of eyebrow raising that got snuck in to reopen the government. And I'm like, what? But I have read that it would take 6 months. I think it would take 6 months to a year to like go fully in effect.
Yeah.
Because I think right now it's 0.3% THC in the product itself for a lot of these gummies, vapes, so on and so forth. The new thing would be something like 0.4% by weight or something like that. It would basically amount to no THC whatsoever. And that would even affect CBD products, which a lot of people use that don't want to knock the edge off or what have you. They use those for anxiety, muscle rubs, things like that. So it would cripple the industry.
Thoughts, Matt?
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits to hemp, and not just the medicinal purposes. If we started using hemp more for building products and for our papers and things of that nature, we would be in a lot more. We would be in a more sustainable way of living. It's proven, that they can make building products with hemp that are better than using the wood products, and you can grow it faster.
Yep.
So if it's going to cripple the hemp industry, we're shooting ourselves in the foot once again. If we're trying to lower our carbon footprint, we need to be able to let the trees grow and utilize the hemp for things that we could use it for.
Well, it's just ironic. He talks about the farmers. I love the farmers. I love the farmers.
Oh yeah.
And then, how do you love them?
Yeah.
Well,
Do you love them?
and isn't it something like 90% of farms now are, and I could be wrong about this, and I apologize, maybe it's more like 70, but are owned by corporations.
Yeah.
It's farmers aren't what we think of them anymore. But granted, they're still out there. There's still plenty of farmers who have their own farms and grow things and
Sure.
actually eat the foods that they grow. We have our farmers markets, but the vast
Nothing like it
majority of
was.
the farms
Yeah.
that we have, they're just these huge conglomerates.
Yeah.
And they're
Sure.
growing things that aren't even really food. They're growing corn to make our high fructose corn syrups and our fuels and soybeans and things like that.
It's people. It's people. The ingredients. It's people. Yeah. I don't know. Let's move on. There's a lot of things that he said over the last 2 weeks. 50-year mortgages, guys. For anybody who wants a house, after you're dead. 50-year mortgages. What do you guys think about that?
I'll let you start this one, Braden, but I've got some things too.
It's a terrible idea. A lot of people, if they can afford it, stay away from a 30-year mortgage. I think, if I remember right, if you buy a $400,000 house with 6% interest, a 30-year mortgage, your payment's like $1,800, and you pay it's like $300,000 or $400,000 interest over the. It may not even be that much, but versus a 50-year mortgage, your payment's like $2,100 a month, and by the end of the life of the loan, you've paid $800,000 in interest.
Yeah.
And I think I was going to say, I think I've seen the what you're talking about there, where it's really only about $300 less per month to do the 50-year. But the way I always thought of 30-year mortgages, and it could be worse right now since the rates are higher up. You buy a house, whatever you bought it for, you're going to pay twice that, or a little just over twice that. And with the 50-year mortgage, you're actually bumping that up to where you're paying 3 times the price of that house before you've paid it off. So the only people you're really helping is the people who you're lining their pockets, because they get most of their profits in that first 10 to 12 years. It hurts my heart.
Well, I mean, this isn't the solution we need, considering the fact that a lot of people can't even afford to even think about buying a home anyway. It's just not even an option. But rent has become so ridiculous in most places that people go, well, maybe I should buy a home. But then when it goes, well, I don't know, I can't really afford to, or I don't want to. But then it's like, well, then that promise, that lure of, oh, it's going to be $300 less a month, and when you're barely making it, that does look good. You know what I mean? Because
it does.
if you're scraping by and you only have that much, I mean, it's like, oh, but it's just a way to fuck them in the long run. That's all it is, and it's sad that that's the best our wonderful genius of government can come up with.
And it does astonish me at his time in real estate, because the man doesn't know much, but he does know interstate or real estate. He would actually say this. I'm just like, this is a bad idea. I don't give him credit for much at all, if ever, but I'm like, I'm going to throw him a bone. I'm thinking, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
But, oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So almost 2 weeks ago, I guess it was, there was an interview, 60-minute interview with Trump, Braden. He talked about a lot of stuff, wire stuff. Any takeaways from that he did with a 60-minute interview?
The tone of that interview was a lot different than the one that he sued them for. It was a lot more. It was a lot more neutered. And poor Nora O'Donnell. I enjoy her work, but she had to be exhausted. It was just saying outlandish shit left and right. Even when she was like, grocery prices are up. And he's like, no, they're not. No.
We're hot. We're hot. There is no inflation. There is no inflation.
And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, and all this talk about gas prices. Now, I do admit that they have not went up, but they haven't went down. At least here, they're exactly the same. They've stayed consistent pretty much, but they definitely haven't went down. Matt, did you see that interview, the 60-minute one?
Yes, I did watch it. I caught part of it live, or the first run. It came on right after a football game that I was watching, but I watched all of it after you sent the link. Agreed. Just a lot of things that felt like blatant lies, and then definitely the kind of twisting of a lot of things into what I guess I have to say is the Trump narrative. I've tried not to use that, but I guess being a political, I'll have to start using phrases like other people do. Braden snuck one in, so I thought I'd put it back in there too. But yeah, the condescending statements and the fact that she would ask a question and then he would just pretend like she never said anything and he'd go into what he wanted to talk about. It's like, okay, like this is rough, and definitely a lot of things that I couldn't agree with. I felt very sad after watching it.
Yeah, it was rough. Okay, so then we had another meeting, or I guess an announcement from him about Ozempic and the price of drugs and everything going down. We'll talk about that. Yeah. But there was a medical emergency. This guy falls over. He's like, drugs are going down. Falls over. But then Trump did the picture, which is so telling, I think. Is everybody's there? There's like tons of people, right? Well, apparently, I didn't see the video, but apparently, Junior JFK. What, not JFK, but what's his name?
RFK.
Robert RFK. RFK ran out of the room.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, he ran out.
He noped out quick.
but everybody else is there on the floor, concerned about this individual who's passed out, and Trump is just standing there, stoic, looking toward the camera, like, is this over yet? Can we get back to what I want to talk about? Anyway, what's your guys' impression of that photo or that attitude? And then let's talk about the drug itself, the cost.
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, well, the photo, he looked like it was an inconvenience. Like he couldn't believe this guy did this during this time. And it was a photo. I didn't see a video either, so I don't know if it was just one perfect moment. They caught him looking like this fucking guy is gonna have a stroke in my office. So it really could just be the look, but yes, I agree. He looked so stoic. He looked like he didn't care, or like I said, he was inconvenienced by the situation. Braden.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I mean that photo pretty much sums up him in a nutshell. I still haven't heard what happened to the guy or if he's okay. I assume he is. I don't know what happened, but that's the SNL did a skit last Saturday, and it basically almost was a shot for shot remake. James Austin Johnson kind of did a little thing in there, but they really didn't. That's the crazy thing is SNL doesn't have to provide much satire. They can just act out the scene as it happened. It's wild.
Right, not so much embellishment there.
Yeah.
All right. What about the
I'll have to look for that scene.
Yeah.
what about the actual announcement before this guy inconveniently fell over?
Well, I mean, drug prices are finally coming down, man. This is something that, he's been telling us he's going to do since, I think, the first term, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Now, we've got some good discounts coming for.
Well, okay, but you have to understand though that it's not for everybody, and it's not for every drug too, because what he did with that, he also did with he slashed a lot of Medicare prices for older people and stuff. So a lot of their drugs they're paying more for now. Just a little FYI. They don't like to talk about that,
But yeah, the thing that they were toting though was the fact that the weight loss drugs were like less than a third of what they are costing at this point in time. I'm like, that's great, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I know there was something stated that it's going to assist in losing so many pounds, and then when you think about how many people are in America and how many pounds they stated it's going to help us lose, I think we would all have to lose like something like close to 400 pounds a piece. So it's going to
do it.
Yeah, that should lower the population pretty well.
No, it's not a bad thing. But to your point, Mike, but it's not the entire truth. But yeah, I mean, take any kind of small wins in amongst the absurdity as we can, I guess. So
yeah, sure, yeah, why not? Why not? All right. And a surprising news, Kim Davis tries to end the old same-sex marriage again. Back at it, Kim. Way to go. And and this time, though, didn't get very far, did she? She got shot down pretty quick. I was actually a little surprised, though. What do you guys think? Supreme Court saying, nah, we're not gonna look at this.
That surprised me as well, but I also am not saying they won't try again, because they will.
Sure.
But at least it's safe for a little while. But I keep thinking more and more every day about The Handmaid's Tale and how that was not a show but a documentary.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But no, I'm glad it got pushed back on this time. Hopefully that's the case, but I have no doubt they'll try again.
And I would agree that, to me, I was a little shocked when they talked about how they weren't going to look at it. I was like, that's a good thing, Why? We've already had several things change that makes me shake my head. That one would have been another huge step back.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, this Kim Davis. I mean, she went, in a total hit for a while. I think because she knew nobody was gonna hear her. But I think with this presidential agenda that they have going on now, it kind of gave her a little credence to be like, hey, remember me? Well, let's see what we can do. But obviously, idiotic shit. Just fucking mind your own business. Let everybody do what they want, as long as they're not hurting you, which they weren't. Just to each their own, right? Just fucking leave people off. Jesus Christ. Trump, he says a lot of stuff. He says a lot of crazy stuff. Sometimes it's sound bites you can kind of just glom onto and be like, "That's weird." He was saying something about how everybody in the grocery store has to give IDs, and I'll give him maybe a little bit of grain truth here. Maybe he was talking about like if you get beer or something. Maybe was that he's talking? Maybe, but other than that, he's actually maybe if that's what he's talking about, okay. But if he's just talking about like, well, everybody's going to show their ID at the grocery store, maybe he has no idea what a grocery store even looks like.
I'm confident he doesn't.
Yeah, and I didn't think about it that way. That's a different angle for me to look at that one. Yeah, he just
I mean,
has no clue. Like
it's very possible, right?
you,
It's like
that
very possible.
lettuce. I need to see your ID for you to buy this lettuce.
Sir, you're 18. You can't have this lettuce.
Damn it. Yeah. Let's see. $2,000. $2,000. Tariff dividend coming your way. Coming your way. What do you think, guys? We're gonna get that moolah or what?
You know what? If it happens, cool. I'm not going to turn down free money. Nobody is. But
Sure.
it's funny that a lot of economists estimated that at least in 2026, I think that the average household would pay around $2,600 more due to the tariffs, which he did just take off of some items. So good on him, I guess. But it's just more fucking pomp and circumstance that's not going to amount to anything, just like the Doge check. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so dumb.
Well, even if he did, it would be just a ruse just to make you think that you're. I mean, the fact is he boasts all the time about how well it's doing and how much money we're making from them. Where's it going? Yeah, if you're not going to give it back to the American people, where literally is it going? And because
Yeah.
if you're putting tariffs and are actually literally costing the American people, not to say that this $2,000 would be a band-aid on anything, as far as like helping people to really survive or get their foot in the door, or up and going if you're really down. But as far as like, yeah, I mean, shouldn't the American people get some of that because you're literally, taking it from them essentially?
Yeah.
Matt, thoughts?
Well, with that amount of money and how many people should be getting it back, I think to me, the math doesn't math up for sure. So I think it could be another detriment or just another set on the debt that we're putting on, our next generations. But regardless, I think it's insane, to think that they're going to do it. And the way you worded it, was like, you're going to get a $2,000 check, So if we were getting dividends, it wouldn't be just a $2,000 check, which is the way it's worded at the moment. We'll get a $2,000 check, okay. Dividends would be something you would get quarterly or annually.
Right.
And, maybe if it's 2,000 you're getting back from the taxes that you're paying in every year, that would be a good thing, but it would probably be a little easier if you didn't have to pay it in as taxes to get it back as your dividend in the first place. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, if you remember, Bush did something similar, not about tariffs, but remember he gave a little money there. I can't remember exactly the timing of his money that he gave out. It was like $500 or something. I don't remember exactly, but there was a little bit back in the day. And for me, again, I wasn't that heavily following all the things that were happening back then, but probably just more of a smoke screen there as well, from what I can recall about it. It's like, there's some money.
Yeah. Well,
see, I'm a good guy. Oh, I'm a good guy. Look at me. Vote for me and my people. Again, let's go back again to the Epstein emails and everything again, because I forgot one topic on that. So everybody's been talking about it, obviously. A lot of people talking about it. But nothing really surprising to me. Like, I feel like most people on the left have said the things that they probably would say, and people on the right said the things that they would probably say. I mean, it doesn't feel like anybody. It's as exposure as much exposure that you might have with it, or whatever expose that it might be. I don't feel like it really changed anybody's minds. I mean, there could be a few out there, but for the majority, probably not, right? But we got Megyn Kelly, ever the graceful Megyn Kelly, saying some fun stuff, talking about how, that Epstein guy, he wasn't really a pedophile. I mean, was he? Because, like he wasn't going after 5-year-olds. I mean, he was only going after 15-year-olds. I mean, what's that? Hey, come on. Thoughts on that?
Josh Johnson said it best. If you're ever making that comparison, there's probably not a good reason why you're making it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. Like, this is why Ghislaine Maxwell was so integral to this whole operation. If you would have had Jeffrey Epstein going up to these 13, 14, 15, let's say even 16-year-old girls, what have you, they would have been like, fuck away from me, creep.
Yeah.
But you have this.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Money talks, and some of them probably would have anyway. But let's face it, a lot of them would have been like, no.
But you have Maxwell, this nice, posh British lady. You look lovely. Hey, there's a party later. Maybe you should come by. Something to that effect.
Mm.
And then by the time they get there, they're in. Like, it's too late. So for Megyn Kelly to say that, like, it's what the fuck? Like, no, it doesn't matter if it was 5, 15. The age of consent in this country is 18. Also, I'm pretty sure human trafficking is illegal. So I don't care how you want to spin this, how you want to try to church it up. No, it's fucking wrong. Like, and if there is proof, as I've said verbatim on this show before, the President of the United States was involved in the largest pedophile ring, human trafficking ring, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That is very concerning for this country and the world. So yeah, fuck Megyn Kelly.
If any of our politicians or any of the people in the seats that are running this country are in that list, it needs to be out there. We need to know. It's
right. And it really isn't a side. It isn't a political side. I mean, I'd love to see the list and see who all is on it. It wouldn't matter which side, Pick them off the list. If Bill Clinton's on there, he's on there. Whoever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Because that's just, we know of the list. We should know what's happening. And again, I don't know what the list is. We always say list. It's like people who had sex with underage girls. List number 1, number 2. I mean, I don't know what the list even is really. But obviously, if there's something in there that implicates, which again, I mean, by them not showing it, it just makes it seem like it's very bad. Very bad.
Yeah.
All right. Trump $1 coin. Here we go. We got Trump. He wants to put his name on everything because, I mean, that's just what he does. That's what he's always done, really. But even more so now, he in one interview he did say, "Hey, we're gonna get rid of Obamacare. We got this package. You call it whatever you want. Call it Trump care. I don't care. Whatever. Blase about it. Yeah, right. Like it would be called anything else." And now he wants to make or I guess he's pressing to make a dollar coin with his face on both sides. You can't just be on one, got to be on both. Because if you flip it over, you won't see me. You'll miss me. What do you think, guys?
I don't know. Is it going to be his best side on both sides, or will we see?
It's going to be that time picture.
Yeah. I just found out about this one. I haven't even had time to process it. It seems insane to put him on a coin, but I mean, maybe in the next 10 years he'll be on every dollar we've got, just different versions.
But we're so hot right now. We're so hot. Might as well do it while we're hot. We're hot. We're hot right now. So
I mean, there's the stadium thing. Like,
I heard about that too.
Why? Why?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and people, well, why not? Well, because he's the sitting president. Pretty sure, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that you can't be on any currency till after you're dead. For those that are wondering
I
why
mean,
we have,
it's a good rule of thumb.
like, I think that is a thing, and I just it's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb.
He's so punk rock. So punk.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Okay, maybe that's not the right word, but another thing he's doing, another fun thing he's doing, he's trying to get the DOJ to reverse his felonies. You know, because of course he is.
much like the pardon thing, it just doesn't feel right.
No.
You know?
No. I mean,
and I mean he's got 3 more years. There's a good chance it could happen. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's very possible, and I know that he had stated, or we'll say I know, I read that he's also asking the DOJ to now do investigations on specific contacts from the Epstein files. So it's
Yeah.
the DOJ do this,
I think
do
that's
that.
more of a smoke screen. You know, it's like, yeah, we're going to investigate those guys. They're the ones that are in it for sure. Not me.
Well,
I didn't even like the guy.
I don't know. It's just more open, blatant corruption. Whether or not you agree with those 34 felony counts, which is, if I have this right, he took political money, paid it to Stormy Daniels as hush money when it was supposed to go to political funding, something along those lines. So call it a form of money laundering, of whatever. It sounds illegal as shit. So, whether you agree with them or not, that's for the party of law and order. That should be pretty black and white. But since it's always been a witch hunt, I guess it's not. So I don't know. It's just more ridiculousness.
Well, to him and his followers, he's innocent and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I told you guys or not, but right before the election, I saw a bumper sticker here in my town, and it said, "I'm with the felon."
Yep.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
It's great. That's great. One more thing about Trump and we downtown is always so much. Again, it's just like every day or something. But did you catch that interview that he did with Laura Ingram?
I think I've seen some clips, perhaps, but I may have missed that one.
I mean, a lot of the same old stuff. I'm awesome. I'm the best. Everybody else sucks. All the other presidents are terrible. I was the best one. Hot. We're the best economy ever. All the blah blah blah. All the usual hits, right? And all that. But there was a funny thing, not funny at all, but a thing that he touched on there was they were talking about like immigration stuff and getting people out because obviously getting people out, got to get the immigrants out, got to kick them out, got to go. But then, I don't know if you know this or not, he's as far as like students, he wants students from other countries, especially China, to come here to go to college. And I'm sorry, I totally forgot what the whole like grant or wording of it is, but she was saying, Laura was saying, she's like, so why are you wanting these kids to come in from China? It's like, well, we need people to come in, and and that's we need these people. She's like, yeah, but we have people here. It's like, yeah, we do. We need to get all these people, all these smart people. She's like, so what? I mean, we have smart people here, don't we? And he said, no. He said, no.
Oh no, I missed that altogether.
Like, wow. This is really what he thinks about it. I mean, he said it before, right? But this is what he really thinks about the American public. Like, yeah, they're not smart. Let's get these. Let's get out all of these. Let's face it. Let's get out all these people that I don't like. Let's get China, these young, smart geniuses over here, so I can mold them into my liking. But But just the fact that he's like, yeah, no, America doesn't have smart people. So
Yeah.
pretty bold, pretty pretty blatant, pretty sad, honestly. Yeah. All right. Matt, we got some asteroids with a bunch of money. Tell me about it.
I brought this up maybe on our third podcast. We were
Yeah.
talking about something and stated that I had saw some sort of article about this asteroid that was supposed to be up, and then the day that popped back up on my feed, it just kind of
Is this the
made
same
me giggle.
asteroid now?
I
It's the
don't know
same
if it's the
one?
same one or not. I don't know that it
Yeah.
is, but yeah,
Yeah.
apparently it's supposed to make us all billionaires. And it
Let's
kind of sparked my thought again about if we were all billionaires, then what's $1 billion really going to mean? Because if we've got billions of dollars, how much are the trillionaires now going to have, you know?
all right. Well, there was something going around, and I don't know exactly, but it was something like if you had so many dollars, if you got so much, here's a lot every day. Since Jesus was around, you still wouldn't make enough as Elon Musk. You still wouldn't even have enough money as Elon Musk.
Really? Gotcha.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy amount, but it's like, yeah, um, wild stuff. So yeah, um, I don't know. Let's bring it on. Let's crash in. Come on, let's just get some
Yeah, I
money
mean,
going. That's what I like.
all we got to do is get a few drills up there to
Yeah,
try to get onto it, start drilling it down and bringing it back. I'm just not for sure if we're going to do it while it's still shooting through space, or if we'll figure out a way to harness it and put it into our orbit and take it down piece by piece.
nice.
But definitely interesting. But we all know that it'll never make everyone on Earth a billionaire. It'll go
Yeah.
in somebody's
Well,
hands, and everyone
that's
else
not
will
how it
barely
works.
move above.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Braden sent a clip of George Carlin, which yeah, I mean I've seen a million times. I love all this stuff, but which basically states, it's like yeah, this country's been bought and sold and paid for a long time ago. The rich people own you. They own everything. They control it all. And it's the way it's always been, and it's the way it's always will be, which is
Hmm.
depressing, but also realistic, I think, too, at the same time,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Um, okay, Braden, you got ridiculous things on Facebook Marketplace. What have you been buying on Facebook Marketplace?
Not been buying anything. This was actually a conversation from one of my buddies at work. He was just scrolling through, and admittedly, I don't have Facebook, so I wasn't aware of like there was a jar of eggshells. I don't even know. I don't even know what you would use those for. There was
Fertilizer,
perhaps.
I think.
There was what was it? A Ford Ranger that had seen much better days. For like $10,000, 12,000, some dumb price. And I'm just like, my first thought was, this isn't even eBay. This is like fucking yard sales online. I don't know.
Yeah.
I had never dabbled that much in Facebook Marketplace, and he was just scrolling through, just showing me all this ridiculous stuff. Have you guys ever messed with it?
Never bought anything
Uh,
from it, but I've looked through it a few times.
yeah, I'm gonna say maybe I bought something once. The thing is every time I ever even ask somebody if it's available, they don't even answer me.
Yeah.
And the whole marketplace chat thing is super annoying, the way it works anyway. But I mean, I've had my movies on there, so I've sold a few, not very many, but a few on there, like that. But for the most part, I don't really mess with it much because I mean, it is a lot of overpriced stuff, and again, nobody. If you did want something, usually it's either gone already or nobody answers you, kind of a deal. More of a hassle, really.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to be really aware of scammers. I think obviously, with any place like that, but eBay usually will protect you. Usually, not every time, but if you play it right, they will. But there's no really protection there with Facebook, so you have to be real careful with them. But But people will try to, get one over on you, if they think, well, maybe somebody will think this is a golden egg, even though it's eggshell.
Yeah, I
Maybe they're selling it as a jar of eggshell paint.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe
horrible
maybe.
joke. Yeah.
No.
Sorry, a little too far. My bad.
No, it just blew my mind at like some of the most random shit on there. I tried to find some other examples, but ran out of time. But no, I didn't know if you guys had ever messed with it much. I've heard of other people messing with it. My wife, she's bought a couple of things, but I wasn't aware that it was as wild out there as it is. So.
Well, I think you hear stories of like eBay, like people selling like, well, I mean, just look at the girl with the farts in the jar, I mean, I
Yeah.
mean, it's they're like, well, if she can do it, we'll figure out some other wacky method to do this
Yeah.
sort of thing. But yeah, uh, crazy stuff has been sold. I was seeing something the other day about it was like a big bunch of rope. There's just like a big bunch of like thick rope that people are saying this is an art. It's an art display, and it's sold for like so many thousands of dollars. I mean, this sort of stuff, it makes you go, what the hell? And people are bitching about AI, but like,
Yeah.
what the hell is this? Yeah. Speaking of AI, we didn't talk about that today. You had a country song that was kind of number one, or I don't think it's number one on the country charts, was it? It was number one on something.
It was number one
AI.
on some streaming chart or something.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I listened to it. I mean,
It seemed a
it,
little more bluesy to me
yeah,
than real country, like old like
yeah.
blues country. Yeah.
It wasn't terrible. It didn't floor me or anything, but
Mhm.
it that's the direction we're heading. I mean, you had that R&B song we talked about in the last episode that has taken off. This one, I think, on YouTube Music had right at 3 million plays or views. So
Well, right
it's
now is the sweet
just,
spot, right? Because these
yeah,
people can actually make money off them right now, right? There's no
yep.
actual because they're talking about like trying to do some things about copyright stuff and content stuff like that. But right now it's the Wild West. So I assume that if you put it out there and you get it monetized, then you can probably make some money.
Some of the covers I've sent you guys, especially the Eminem covers, are where they take a Eminem song and make it sound like blues or soul. Some of those are really, really good. Like I hate how much I like them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It is the Wild West. I'm surprised those. Uh, I'm surprised those aren't getting taken down. I'm sure there's a loophole, but
Well, they might eventually. The companies, the music studios might eventually take them down.
yeah,
But yeah, they're probably not being flagged because it doesn't sound exactly like it, because it has such a
yeah.
different melody and beat to it. But so that's probably what that is. But yeah, I'd say eventually, they probably see it and be like, click, click, click. That might be a whole department going through and finding shit like that.
Yeah.
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 Matt, you got any thoughts on that? Any AI news?
No AI news here for me this week. I've actually not found anything interesting as far as AI. So
Yeah.
I do still, like you guys, question the music, even for the things that people are putting out as original stuff. I mean, has it
Well, they
been checked to
say,
make sure that music isn't
yeah. Well,
derived from another song?
they say that most of today's country music is maybe not all AI, but enhanced by AI.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
really?
yeah, I'd say that's probably been going on for a while, ever since the
Um,
capabilities have been there, to a degree. So, yeah, a little touch up here and there,
hmm.
never do. Who knows? probably why they all sound the same.
Maybe I need to get back into writing music again.
Yeah. Well, there's just the one. What's it called? Sumo or something? It's like Sumo maybe. I want to say that's what it is. There's like different versions on there. Like you can put like words, you can put like lyrics, and it'll make a song, or you can say, "Hey, I want a song like this," and it just make a song. Like like you can write a story. Like I want a song that's about this, and this, like that song as well. Or I think also too, and I've heard a lot of people do this. They actually make their music, and then they put it in there, and it just sort of overproduces it and enhances it and stuff.
Gotcha.
So
It does the mixing
like,
and adding in
yeah,
other instruments and
yeah. So
That's kind of cool. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
it can be. Yeah, I think so. I think there's definitely some creative elements to it, but yeah, obviously there's some lazy stuff too. If you're just sitting around on the toilet and going, "Write me a song, baby,"
Mm.
and it just comes up with something that's awesome. So it just comes up with something awesome.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, but,
I had
yeah,
several things that I had good lyrics and vocal flows for. Maybe I should go out there and see what I can do.
yeah, yeah. Give it a try. See what you got. Yeah. That's all I got, guys. You got anything else?
No, good to see
Yeah.
you guys.
Good to see you guys, as always, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll end it there, and have, I'm sure, way more to talk about. Wouldn't it be funny if next week we have nothing to talk about? There's nothing that happened this week. Absolutely,
That would-
nobody has said anything.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we'll have plenty.
That would be a breath of fresh air, actually. So,
Yeah.
Kind of. Be like, all right.
Maybe we could just tell some old stories or something if that's the case.
Right. Remember back when this controversy happened, this thing, and
Yeah.
all right, guys. Well, I guess we'll end it here.
all right.
Later, guys.
See you guys.
All right.
Crackling news on the old truck radio, preacher's voice, then a talk show blowing smoke. Neighbors fighting on the Facebook feed, saying more than they ever would in the street. There's small town static in the air tonight, buzzing like a fly on a neon light. I miss the hush of a front porch swing, back when silence still meant something. Can't hear the crickets for the satellite. There's too much noise in this quiet life. Trying to tune it out, but I can't quite shake this small town static.